Hello and welcome to the Sot Banat Voice of the Girl Child podcast. My name is Monica Iman, and on today's episode, the Sot Banat podcast is taking it a bit further by hosting our very first debate discussion where things will be more interesting and interactive, and I'll be moderating. The motion for today's debate is this House urges for the elimination of discriminatory practices and cultural norms that hinder girls' participation in decision making processes and for the promotion of gender sensitive policies and practices. A little context into today's topic. In South Sudan, discriminatory practices and patriarchal cultural norms limit girls' participation in decision making, including early and forced marriage, gender based violence, and limited access to education. This hinders their empowerment and full potential. South Sudanese communities, as we all know, are largely patriarchal, where men dominate social, cultural, and political decision making, relegating women and girls to domestic roles. Our debaters today will discuss how all these hinder girls' participation in decision making processes and whether or not they should be eliminated. Without further ado, allow me introduce you to our judges and our debaters. I'll start with the judges. Judge number one is Mr. August Malek Ayii. Judge number two is Mr. Manyok Philip Deng. And our third judge is Mr. Nyakangba Nelson Poyo. We have two debating teams. We have the Team White and Team Pink. The Team White are going to be proposing for this motion, while the Team Pink will be opposing the motion. On Team White, we have Ajok Ding. We also have Atoch Manyok Akwen, and we have Agnet Kirdeng. On the Team Pink, we have Acheng Ajok Manyang, we have Atong Gak Bol, and we have Mary Adut Mondit. Now, we are going to dive straight into the discussion, and we hope you all will love the discussion that's going to be happening here. And now, we would like to ask our judges to give our debaters their instructions.
Yeah, thank you, the moderator. I'm Malek August, the Chief Judge for today. I would like to welcome all the debaters and the audience in the building. Appreciate the people who organize such program. It's really quite interesting to see young ladies trying to speak on behalf of the voiceless, because there are other people that are facing their challenges out there, but they don't have such opportunities to speak to the media houses, to speak to organizations that normally take full responsibility to escalate ladies' voices. Would say feel home. It's the same debate that you have been having, the same format that you have been having, because most of you are familiar to me. I've been judging most of your debates, which is quite interesting, and I know you must be knowing the format. So we'll be having World School Debate. That's the debate we'll be going through. Always, you know that World School Debate, we always mark content, we mark style, and the strategy. These are the things that we mark in World School Debate, and we will be marking them today. And just know that we'll be having point of information where it's necessary, and it's also integrated with the judgment sheet. So just know that feel free, and the point of information, it's normally after 1 minute. After 1 minute, the first 1 minute, and then the last 1 minute, it's always there's no point of information. That's something you should know. So we'll be having standard timing, whereby We'll be having 8 minutes to the two first speakers, and then the two last speakers, you'll be having 6 minutes. So that is about what we are going to have tonight. Feel free, make sure, uh, avoid abusive word, finger pointing at your colleagues. These are some of the things that we normally panelize. So, and you know that it's debate. When it comes to debate, you know what you are debating. We are here to solve problems. We already have a problem, but we are trying to provide solutions. This is what we need, but not abuses. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any other instructions for them?
Probably we're going to use a debate timer that is going to at least give you the alerts automatically. So there's no need of us stressing ourselves, maybe on watches. As a debater, you have that right to also time yourself. In case you have complaints later about timing, we are available to sort that out. Thank you.
Audibility check. You people are getting me? Okay. Before I start my speech, I would like to give my POI reference. Don't interrupt my speech. If you want to ask a POI, do not raise your hand or ask me. I will stop and pause in my speech. Then I will count up to 3 and ask you. If you're willing to give a POI, give after 3. Please don't interrupt my speech. With that being said, I will start my speech in 1, 2, and 3. Judges, today we are caught between two different worlds which have two different dimensions. Firstly, we see one that where women are being mistreated and seen as a normal thing in the world. It is being accepted by the society and being accepted by everyone. Then second world is one where that we are going to the developing world, the digital world, where women are given rights and given equal rights as men, equal pays, and so on and so forth. Thus, we are so proud to affirm today's motion. Before I go any further, a few key clarifications to start the stage. Firstly, what are discriminatory practices that we are talking about in today's motion? What do these practices look like? First of all, these are practices, actions, or policies or behaviors that tend to treat people unfairly. They are usually based on characteristics such as race, gender, religion, disability, and so on and so forth. And we do not support such thinking in our society going on from now. Then some examples that we look at and we see today, we have hiring bias. Women and men are not given the same treatment when it comes to job. You're not hired for a specific job just because you're a woman, and then a man is given a certain job just because he's a man. So this is hiring bias. Second, we see that there's gender discrimination and pay gap. If you have a certain job, sometimes you might not be paid exactly your amount due to your gender. For example, if you're working in the same job with a woman might be given more money just for the interest of the sex that she's a female, and then a man will be given less money. This is something bad. Then there's social coercion among men. This one is very, very common in South Sudanese, in South Sudanese cultures. Firstly, we see that men have a right to force a woman to have sex with them whenever they want, as long as has married the woman, and which is very bad. Then we have child marriage, and then less access to education, which is very, very common amongst young girls and teenagers in South Sudan today. Move on further to see that men are also expected to be so aggressive, strong, and bold, whereas women are supposed to be weak and polite towards when talking to men. These are very, very bad practices and cultural norms that are ongoing in our societies and in our country, and we do not wish to continue with this anymore. Firstly, when we look at the world today, we are developing, and what we are targeting here is the young generation. Not that team negators are going to come and tell us that, oh, please, these people are already old and they might be ignorant to take up new stuff. Okay, they might be ignorant. Even if we hold advocates, we are looking at the young generation. If we integrate such activities such as gender equality and involving women in decision making, this will enable the young generation, the men who are upcoming, to understand that women have equal rights and they have abilities to lead the country, abilities to rule, abilities to become better versions of themselves, and not just subjecting them to early marriages and so on and so forth. Now, what is our mechanism here? How are we going to achieve this on our side of the house, and how are we going to eliminate such activities? We are going to work together with the government in hand with the AU to provide legal reforms, entities, and policies that help women to get involved in political activities such as decision making, leading the country, and so on and so forth. What policies might support this argument or what policies might come in hand. When there's a program being held, women and men both should be allowed to participate. For example, if we are